You're on with Kay, and this morning we are going to get into another Kevin Samuels discussion, but not necessarily about Kevin Samuels and his content, but bashing versus truth. Now, I see a lot of women, when you agree with Mr. Kevin Samuels, they call you a pick-me, and all this other stuff. And they say he bashes black women. I don't think he's bashed. I've never felt bashed. I'm a single mother as well, and I've never felt bashed. I felt like the stuff that he tell people, we need to hear it as a black community. We need to hear these things because what he's saying, statistics prove everything he says. And y'all get mad. What are you getting mad for? That's the thing that baffles my mind, is that people are really getting mad. And now they attacking his personal life and saying he don't pay child support. What does that have to do with anything? When you don't like what someone else has to say and you feel bashed, you go and attack his personal life. And that's the sad part about it. This has nothing to do with his personal life or his advice or whatever. And who's to say that whoever's talking this trash about him is telling the truth, whatever. But my point is, people take cold, hard truth as bashing. When he sits up there and tells a single mother, oh, you got 4 kids and 4 baby daddies and you want a high value man, that's probably not going to happen for you. You know what happens? The single mother with 4 kids and 4 baby daddies gets on there and she gets mad and she's angry and she calls it bashing. It's the truth. Think about this long and hard. You are a single woman. You have 4 kids, 5 kids, whatever. You have a few baby daddies. Even if you don't even have a few baby daddies, you got 4 kids or 3 kids or whatever. And what are you bringing to the table for that high value man who's a 6-figure, 7-figure earner when he has so many options? And they'll sit there and say, "Cause I'm loyal and I'm this and I'm that." You're not going to get to that part because they'll never know that because they're not going to approach you. Yeah, they're not approaching you. And if they do approach you and you mention that, it's a wrap. They're not coming back. So what is he saying so wrong? 80% in our community, 80% of children are out of wedlock. What is he saying wrong? Y'all getting mad at the choices that you make based on what he says, and then gets mad, and then it's a whole bash session. You're bashing him. Because he's not saying nothing that ain't true. His delivery may be harsh to some people. The way he presents it to people may be harsh. But sometimes you need that harsh reality. When people coddle and coax and stuff, people don't get the message clear. And they continue to do the stupid things and make poor choices. But when you get hard, cold truth, and somebody really gives it to you raw, guess what? That's when you really listen. You know how many people said, women and men, that helped them. Like the one lady who just did the video, and she's talking about him, I forgot this woman's name, but now she's talking about his child support case and all this other stuff. Like I said, that doesn't matter to anything. And then you go into the comments and you see all the women, oh, he's been hurt and he's gay and all this other stuff. You know what's crazy? Like they said, if a woman gives her opinion, there's nothing wrong with it. But when a man gives his opinion or gives his take, it's a big problem. Most of the men in the comments are agreeing with him. And y'all still saying, they shouldn't, or don't listen to him. You know how stupid y'all sound? They're not listening to him. And people saying, oh, they taking advice from him. They're not taking advice from him. They listening to him. And he's saying what they won't say. If you look at all the comments from all the men, they agree with him. Yet you women are still in the comments arguing about what they shouldn't want or what they shouldn't agree with and what they shouldn't listen to. That's the problem. You're not listening. You're listening to what you want to hear. Somebody said, oh, he got 2 ex-wives. That just tells you he doesn't like women. You know how stupid that sounds? How does that sound? People got 5 and 10 exes. I got like a few. Does that mean I don't like men because I have ex-boyfriends? That's the stupidest comment I ever heard somebody say. Then some other person came on there and basically shut her down, and she didn't even come back. Don't come on people's posts or don't make comments with your chest out and then you can't defend it. Because I'm not understanding the disconnect here. If you got 100 men saying the same thing and 20 women can't dispute that. 100 women can't dispute that because they don't know what they're talking about. They're not a man. Same thing with women. If 100 women say something, a man can't dispute it because he's not a man. I mean, he's not a woman. These women really literally argue. If a man said, yeah, I agree with what he's saying. Oh, because you've been hurt and because this and this and that. Why they got to be hurt? Why they got to be all that to agree with this man? Maybe they just genuinely agree. When y'all sit up there and agree with y'all bloggers, y'all female bloggers, yeah, she's right. And just, nobody can say nothing to you. Nobody can say, oh, well, she's her or she's that. And that's the problem. You listen for what you want to hear, and you two women too busy calling me pick-me's. All the ones calling somebody a pick-me. Where's your do-that? Bet you don't have one. Or he's probably doing you dirty too. Because guess what? You ain't listening. You're listening for what you want to hear. You listening, you interpreting how you want to interpret, but not how the message is actually delivered and actually how the message is meant. I'm looking through the comments. I looked through Kevin Samuels' comments, and I'm reading through I forgot the blogger lady's name, but she did a thing on him yesterday trying to basically expose him. Man, them comments tore her to flames because mostly men came in and was commenting on it. Like, yeah, we agree with what he's saying. So what's the problem? Y'all don't. Y'all arguing. You can't argue somebody's opinion. You can't argue with somebody about their opinion. Especially when it's from a point of view that you have no knowledge of. You can't, as a woman, you don't have a point of view on what a man thinks. And the same thing, a man can't have a point of view on what a woman thinks. I don't know why I keep thinking like that. This woman, well, he shouldn't want to do this. He shouldn't want to feel like... What? You know how stupid that sounds? You can't tell people what to say and how to feel because you think so. The one woman is like, well, I don't think that... Who cares what you think? Problem with y'all people is you think your opinion matters in a world where it really absolutely doesn't. No one cares about your opinion. You can have your opinion. You can go to somebody with your opinion all day. People are still going to do what they want to do. And that's the problem. The women think that if they flood the comments and tell men that they're chumps and dumb for listening to him, and you don't listen to him because he gives bad advice and he's dumb and you guys been hurt. And if you think when you shame them and you belittle them and you call them and say they're gay or someone hurt them, you think that's going to change their point of view, and that's the problem. You want to bash them and bully them to thinking how you think, and that's not going to work. That's all it is. You don't like what the man's saying, so now you're bashing him. You don't like this. You don't like the truth is hurting you. So guess what? You're mad. Now you want to attack his personal life because that's all it is. If it wasn't the truth didn't hurt, you wouldn't be attacking the man's personal life. You would be defending your stance and your position, but you're not. You're going on to something else. That whole video is retarded. Why would you come and make a video, do a whole blog about somebody because you don't like what he has to say? So now he doesn't pay child support and he doesn't do that. Who cares? That's why nobody cares. The only people who cared about that is the women. See, I told you. What does that have to do with the information he's giving? Nothing. You went and attacked that because you couldn't attack the information that he was providing or giving because it's the truth. Because if it wasn't the truth, you would attack that and you would defend what you're saying. Well, you would prove him wrong. But instead of proving him wrong, they go right to the personal life and dig up dirt to deflect from what's really going on. And that's the problem with our people. We coddle and we deflect. Stay focused, people. Stay focused to what he's saying. He's telling you women, stop going out there and having all these children by all these different men, thinking someone's going to marry you or thinking you're going to get a high value man. That's the truth. They got options. They're not picking you. Why would they pick you? The older woman, she's 44 years old. She got 2 or 3 kids and she wants a high value man. He has options. Younger options, better options, childless options. So why would he pick you? And then they go on to say, well, I'm this and I'm that. Who cares about that? There's women out there who are like that too, but guess what? They don't have children. They do not have baggage. So what makes you so that you're the top choice? You tell women that he shouldn't be telling women that they can't get this because I know a woman who cares what you know. Who cares what you know? Okay? You got 100 women and all them 100 women got multiple children by multiple dudes. And one of them strikes gold and finds it lucks up with a dude or a dude with money. You use that as an example. That's not an example because them other 99 women ain't getting that. So therefore, the one is irrelevant to the conversation because the majority rules and the majority of them, 99 of them, are not getting the high value man. So when people come in with this one lady, well, my mother, who cares? Who cares? When you bring me 100, 20, 50, 30 of these people, a majority of these people that you speak of, then maybe someone will listen. But you can't pull one diamond in the rough and say, look what I found. Right. They get so mad. And that's the truth. Men who aren't high value men are not checking for women who have multiple children. Especially if they have none. So what makes what Kevin Samuels say is bad? And even when in older, you can be older, single with no kids. Guess what? There's still younger options. There's still other options. A man with money has options. And this is the truth. The more money he has, the more options he has. So you thinking, oh, I can get a high value man and whatever. You might be able to. But what Kevin Samuels is telling you is a hardcore raw truth that it just may not happen, and it probably won't happen. Instead of taking an advice and, like he said, going where you qualify for, you get mad, and then you end up single and alone. And that's what he's trying to tell you. You want something you don't qualify for, and you're mad that you can't have it. You're mad that you can't have it. And that's all it is. These women know the stuff that he's saying is true, and they're mad because they can't have the high value man because of their situation or because of the choices they made in life. Like I said, I don't agree with everything he says. I think he is kind of harsh sometimes with the delivery, but if you listen to everything he's saying, you look around society, you look at all the men with all the money, and you look at who they got on their arm, it tells the story. And then this one person came in the comments talking about, what's Mark Zuckerberg and somebody else's wife and, what's his name? Bill Gates and all these people, wives, they're not hot and this and that. And I'm like, and then somebody just shut that down and said they've been with them women for like, before they was rich. They've been with them women before they was rich. Yeah. But if you're a man on the come up and you're single and you have nobody, when you get to come up and you get where you want to be, guess what's going to happen? Now you have the option. You can pick whatever you want. Beautiful, bad, whatever you want. And like I said, we see it all the time in society. Just like the one woman came in, he asked her, would you pick a man that is on the fries at McDonald's? Or does that man on the fries at McDonald's have the same option as the man who owns his law firm? This lady said, she basically said yes, that she would give first of all, she's lying, okay? Stop coming up with these stories to try to justify or try to change the narrative or make the narrative your own or to justify what you're saying. So he cut her right off, and I would have cut her right off too. Because if you make $50,000 and you meet a man and he's on the fries at McDonald's, and you meet another dude and he owns his own law firm, you really gonna say that man that on the fries has the same chance as the man at the law firm owning his own law firm? Why? That makes no sense. I make 50 racks. If I'm feeling both of them, I'm going to pick the one that's a little bit more, that's more financially stable. Because guess what? The dude on the fries, I don't knock nobody's job or what they do. But at a certain age, you should be more advanced in your life. And even if you're not, I'm not about to bear that burden with you. The dude with the law firm, he's showing that he's done things. He's made moves. He's did these things. He's accomplished things. So it's not so much about the financial stability. It's, he shows that he's accomplishing things. And you really gonna pick the other dude? I would have cut her off too, because you're lying. Stop the lies, stop the foolishness, to try to just keep it real. And that's what's wrong. Keep it real. You would pick the man with the law firm. Because guess what? Your $50,000, his $500, $1 million a year, you ain't struggling. This one over here on the fries, you gotta help him. So stop. It's not going to be a part 2 to this. I wanted to drop this gem real quick because I'm not understanding why we're still not getting it. Calling women pick-me's and because they listening. Listen, learn to listen, and you'll have better relationships with whoever you're with, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your family. Listen, learn to listen and stop listening for what you actually want to hear and start to listen to what is actually said. Yep, you're on with Kay, and I'm out of here. In 3, 2, 1. Peace.